Yo guys, what is up and welcome back to some Anime Kingdom. I have been absolutely grinding these last couple of days. As you can see, I almost have 1.7 trillion. Not really done too much over here or anything. It's still update 1. Obviously, we have 3 days and 13 hours until the update, which isn't too bad. But right now I've been working on trying to get this guy. I've killed him 228 times. Probably don't have him. I guess we can check. No, we don't, unfortunately. I've been doing a bunch of these dungeons, have not gotten any more swords really in the last couple of days. Are really unfortunate, but right now we have a solid team of all looting 4s. We have 2 looting 5s. We had to spin off of this one that was on here for a Bloodlust 5 and this guy for a Bloodlust 4. Now our team is where it gets a little bit crazy because I honestly did get really lucky, so we can check that out in just a second. Have gotten a couple more sound bandanas, but don't really need them. One of those still. I'm almost at 5k path tokens, which it's okay. So whenever I get something good, I can use that. About 1,000 enchant tokens, which I guess I'm gonna save because there's no really point for me to spin off of any of this stuff. I could spin off of like the legendary to try and get the mythic, but that's only a slight increase. And I guess I could like also spin off this for a Bloodlust 5, but that's only also like a 4.75% increase, which isn't too great. And then we have a bunch of, you know, all the materials, stuff like that. We'll spin on those for a second. But my team is looking pretty good. As you can see, I have 2 primordials of the Shadow Monarchs, an Overlord with the Shadow Monarchs, and then 3 Overlords with a Gojo. I got super lucky the other day. So as you guys know, my luck isn't super great in this game at all. But I ended up rolling. I think I had 1 of each. I'm pretty sure last video I just ended up getting a primordial. And then I had 1 overlord on this guy, or one of these guys. I spun about 1 primordial and 3 overlords in probably like 1,000 or so spins. So it was really lucky, which, you know, my luck before wasn't super great. I'd spend like 1,000 without a mythic. So that was really nice. But the stats are looking like 10, 9, 9, 8, which isn't too bad. 10, 9, 10, 9. 10, 5, 9. I'm trying to get this one up to an 8. We'll spin that in just a second. This guy's at 10, 9, 8, 7. We'll have to spin that for a 9. 10, 10, 8, 10. We'll have to spin that for a 9 as well. And then 10, 10, 9, 7, which is okay. So what we're going to do is go over here and start spinning. We'll do a couple of dungeons and a couple of raids, maybe some portals as well. I've done about 30-something-ish portals. I've not gotten a single drop. I've not gotten a sword. No sword, accessory, or the egress drop either, so that's pretty unfortunate. We also have a full team of secret drops, which is nice as well. You know, all the secret things, or all the looting things. But I don't know how long this video will be. I guess we will figure it out. It might be just cutting the 10-minute mark, but we don't have too much to do. I did miss the stream today because I was grinding a whole lot. 10, 9, here we go. It's been for like at least like an 8. But I will probably be later today. It kind of just depends on what there is to do. If I don't have anything going on, I'll probably, you know, stream. It just kind of depends because there's not really much to grind right now. Or I guess not much reason to grind right now. 10, 10, 8, 10, 9, 8. Also, how many of these do we have? Let's just see here. So we have 382. Not much point for us to spin on these ones. We have 10, 9, 9, 8, 10, 9, 10, 9. I guess we'll just keep those ones. And then 10, 8, 9. We could spin for a 10 here, but there's not much point of spinning, at least as of right now. I guess let's spin off of this guy. I guess we can go for an 8 or a 9, I guess, on this guy, which will definitely help us out here. Maybe we can get it. Maybe we can get a 10, which will bring our damage a little bit up. I'll show you guys my damage in just a minute. It was, I believe, about 30 million. And that's pretty good, all things considering. I only do have 2 attacking swords at the moment. I do obviously have a lot of enchant tokens to spend for and everything like that, but I don't actually have any like reason to spin off the swords I have now. I have a full drop team and 2 damaging swords. So if I get other swords, I'll probably convert them to damage, and that would be really nice because in maybe like 5 or 6 swords, I will probably be up on the damage leaderboard, which will be very nice and cool. But I think as of right now, putting them all on drops will be just honestly just way better for the future, since these swords are basically made for drops either way. Okay guys, well, we got decently lucky. If we look, we didn't change these ones. 10, 9, 9, 8, and then 10, 9, 10, 9, of course. We don't really need to change this one. A 10 here would be nice, but it doesn't really affect your stats up there. 10, 10, 9, 7, which is nice as well. This guy is a 10, 8, 9, 6. We could spin on this one a little bit more for a 9 or a 10, but we'll probably do that once we come back. Once we have like a couple thousand of these, maybe like 2,000, we'll probably spin off of the 9 and try and go for a 10 there. This guy is a 10, 10, 10, 6. 10, 9, 9, 5. So, I mean, that's okay. 2.16 million is my weakest guy. This guy's all up to 3.53 million because these two swords are really, really nice. And my damage is looking like about 31 million. If we take off one sword, it's actually crazy, like the difference. If we take off one sword, we were at 30.8. Now we're at 30. So I almost get a solid 1 million just because of a sword, which is really, really good. So this sword is giving about 16.25%. I don't know if crit damage actually affects the leaderboard stat or anything, but it's giving about 1 million for 16%. So if I just get one of these swords, another one of these swords, and get like a million, or get like a Bloodlust 5, that will be about 15%. And then the little attack speed this gives, it'll probably be around like a million or so every single time, which is really, really good, at least for like a unit like this, which is just crazy to think. If I got a couple more of those swords, maybe like 4 more swords, I'd be on leaderboard. If we go over here and look at the leaderboard, however, it's not looking too bad. I'm at 30.8. Scroll it down, it's 36. Actually, that's a lot higher than it was. If we look, yeah, it's about 36.5. Last night it was like 31, and I was at like 30. So I mean, I was close. Also 1.76. I could get there too. But honestly, just getting swords, running dungeons and getting swords would help me get on leaderboard super easily. Like I said, I don't normally care. I don't really care that much trying to get to leaderboard either way. Because I mean, it's like, I rather set up for future updates is what I'm honestly trying to do by getting all these swords and all that stuff. It's just a lot easier that way. However, it is just a cool little thing. And it does help me carrying people to just the higher damage I get. So what I'll probably do is do a couple portals, stuff like that, a couple dungeons, see if I can't get some more swords. I most likely won't, because like I said, I don't really get swords. I get maybe 1 sword a day, and I probably do maybe like 20 dungeons a day. Just depending, so I don't really get too lucky, but I'll probably do some of those, run some dungeons and stuff like that as well, and I'll catch you guys back with any progress I end up making. Hopefully I either get a sword or maybe something from a portal would be really, really cool. Okay guys, well, I figured might as well just try, because I do have a couple thousand. I have 1.5k, not too bad. I figured we might as well just sit here and spin for the blood burst, or the blood, what are they called? The bloodlust, not blood burst, my bad. Might as well spin for these bloodlust. I think we can just do like 3 or so, and then I think this will be fine, because either, let's take off the garbageness, either we spin a bloodlust and we can put it on our damaging units, or we spin a higher version of the loot caller, and that way I think we just use it either way. This way, maybe I can see about getting on leaderboard. Now, the big problem with these ones is that they don't have great stats either way. Like, this is fine. But I figured might as well just try, because either I get on leaderboard, which, cool, I can have a cool title. Probably won't have it for long or anything, but that's not that bad. Or I just get a whole bunch of upgraded loot pass. And obviously, as you can see, I'm getting them pretty easily. Now, I don't want to spin off of all of them, because it's probably gonna take me a bunch of the tokens to get back, but all I'm really losing, honestly, is just the tokens, and they're not that hard to get, at least as of right now. I will probably stop once I get to like 1.2k or something like that, because I do need some to go back to the looting, and I also need I need some in case I get like the Egress sword or anything like that as well. So let me just sit here and spin for a minute and see just how high I can go up on my damage. Remember, we were at 30.8 with my damage team. So let me just get a couple more of these and see if we're closing in on the 36 mil. If not, I'll just try and spin for just the legendary ones. Actually, we'll get like 1 more of these and then try. If it's not going up that much, maybe I'll just have to go just legendary ones, maybe. But let's see. Let's equip our good team. Right now, I'm getting 29 million. Okay. So obviously put these ones on the damaging guy, because that is the most important. And then I instantly go up to 30.8. Yeah, okay. And let's see how much each one of these does. 30.8 to So about a 0.4. It's actually not terrible. It's obviously not great. I mean, could be worse, but it's not that bad. Yeah, here we go. Okay. We're making progress. We're making progress. So 33.7. It's not terrible. I think we might as well just be greedy and get rid of all of them that aren't a mythic, because mythics are just hard to get. Because like I said, we can always go back and get them. And I would like to be on leaderboard just for at least a minute. I probably will change them back pretty fast, but I think it'll just be cool either way. Okay, guys, well, as of right now, if we look, I'm at a 34.9 million. Our swords aren't looking terrible. I did get a couple extra of the loot collar 5, so I've just had to keep those. But I think right now, I'm going to try to convert the bloodlust 3s to 4s. Maybe that'll push me up just a little bit. And maybe get a bloodlust 5. I'll probably end up spinning off of it either way, but just turning all these to 4s might be enough, because right now it's like 36 something. So I'm gonna do that really, really fast. Unfortunately, we don't have the Igris sword. The Igris sword actually does, I believe it's 10% hit damage, and then something else is like 5% something else, like crit damage maybe. But it is very, very, very good. And if I had that, I would definitely easily be on leaderboard. But unfortunately, I don't have any. So I have to use these swords, and these swords don't go up super, super much. There we go. But let's just hope I can get a bunch more bloodlust 4s. Let's hope I can get any of those before I get the loot collar 5, because that would be unfortunate. But we need about 1 million more, and we will be at the bottom of the leaderboard, but still on leaderboard. And maybe if we don't get that much more here, we'll see how much we're off, and we might, there we go, that definitely helps, and we might be able to pull it out and go to leaderboard, even if this doesn't do it. Okay, guys, well, currently, if we look, 36.4, if my guys stop attacking the ground, I'm at 36.4, we need 36.6. So, what we could do is either take off our swords, our loot collars, our loot collar 5s, which I'm not going to do because that's dumb, or we could spend for maybe like 1 or 2 more bloodlust 5s, but I think that's a waste. The other thing I could do is go over here and spend for a 10 on some of these guys, and I think that would push us up if we go for a 10 instead of 8 and 9. So I'm gonna help these guys with a dungeon really fast, and then I think I'm gonna do that, because I think that might be the play, perhaps. Because if we look over, okay, if we look over here, we have 680 and 900. So maybe we'll get a little bit more doing this, and then maybe we can get that little bit extra of that point too. We could get it if we had an eager sword or anything like that, but it's honestly fine, I guess. Okay, guys, well, I actually got god luck. I haven't gotten a sword in about 2 days, and as you can see, I got 2 this run, which was absolutely crazy, and a big, big W. So let's go over here and spin on it, and maybe we can get some more damage. Let's just do bloodlust 3 as well. And then we should be on leaderboard. If not, like I said, we do have one more way I can go and get a little bit more. If we're lucky on the talents, we could get a little bit more damage, but it's not a too big of a thing right now. But let's spin on both these. Hopefully this puts us over the threshold to be on leaderboard. Okay, guys, and we have 37.3. So we went up about maybe like 10-ish million. It was maybe like 7, a little bit more than 7-ish million. But, I mean, we definitely are on the leaderboard now, 37.3. We're all the way up here in a minute, which isn't bad. I think I could get up more, honestly. It just, like, depends, because right now, if I end up spinning a mythic or legendary loot collar, I'm going to keep it now, because, like I said, I don't really care about damage right now. Like, I might do a couple of raids or portals or something like that just to be a little bit faster, but I'm not gonna be getting as much material, which is kind of the thing. So let's try and spin for a legendary one instead, because I think that will be a lot better. And then we'll probably go and run a couple more portals and dungeons, stuff like that. My drops has significantly increased. I believe right now it's only about like a 5.5 or a 6, and before it was around like a 10.25 with a drops potion 1. So I think around like a 9.75 or something like that before. So it was obviously a lot better, but I mean, hey, we got another mythic one. Now, what's gonna suck is obviously having to spin off of all these mythics ones, because like I tried to explain earlier, if I did an okay job, these ones are already made for drops. So getting your little, what is it? A 0.15, it's basically a 0.17 with loot collar 5 because it's already a little bit of a drop sword. So getting all of these is really, really nice. I think I might just convert most of these back. I might keep a couple, but I'll probably convert most of these backs into just drops because I think honestly it will be better. But right now we're at 37.7, and I think let's also go over here and spin our stat changer to try and get some 10s on these things. Like I guess this guy, maybe he deserves a little 10 on him because let's see here. Have him equipped. We are at 37.7, and let's see if we get a 10 how much it goes up. Okay guys, and now we have 37.9, so it doesn't really go up that much. It went up, I believe, 0.2. So I mean, like, it's something. It's not great, but it's something. A little 0.2 over and over isn't bad. I mean, like, it's like I said, it's something. We have an 8 on that, 10 there. I mean, we could spin on this one. Like, I don't know. We only have 457. We do have 1,000 of these though, so we will spin on one of these guys. So what do we have here? 10 10 9 7. Keeping that. 10 9 9 5 or 10 10 10 6. I think I'll spin on this one, and I think I might even just get rid of that guy and just go for a 10 here because for leaderboard, I know I've said this so many times, but a bunch of new people come in every video and everything. Alt damage does not affect your bracketed damage in your stats, so it doesn't matter. It does matter for DPS. I'll give you that. It is very important for DPS. Obviously, if your guy has a 1 in an alt, it'll only do like 1,000 damage. If he has a 10 in an alt, it'll do like, you know, 50,000, 60,000 damage. Like, it's obviously a very, very, very big increase. It goes from like -3% to 65%. That's a very big difference for an alt, like your alt damage. But for a solely leaderboard standpoint, it doesn't matter. But I will try and get it at least to an 8 or 9 if I can get this to an attack speed 10, which would be sick. Okay guys, well, I just ended up getting a 9 back on whoever it was I was spinning. So we have a 9 on that. We need to make that a 10. It's 6% increase, which is pretty okay. We'll obviously spin on these as well. They're not that important though. 10 10 9. I obviously want to get that a 10 as well. 10 on that, which is nice. I'll probably spin for a better walk speed, even though I don't really care about it. I just don't like seeing, you know, that. 10 on that, which is really, really nice, and then a 9 on that, which hopefully, you know, we can get that to a 10 sometime. Yeah, I mean, they're not looking too bad. This guy's 3.37, this guy's 3.53, so I mean, the AFK and the Flame Nutrient is obviously really, really good. But if we look, we are 37.9, number 57, which isn't bad. We can obviously get higher. If I so wanted, I could spin for more mythics. It's really not that hard, and it is around a 4% increase, a 3.75% increase from a mythic, which honestly is pretty good. I could do that. I could do a bunch of portals, try and get the Igris sword, which would be really, really nice. I think what I'm gonna do is tonight I'm just gonna keep it like this, because I obviously just want a bunch of damage, because I'm gonna AFK the Biru overnight over here. I'm gonna AFK him, and then I might do some portals in a minute as well. It would be nice to just be a little bit faster. And then I might also I might change it back like tomorrow if we do like grinds or anything like that as well, because these are, like I said, drops things. But I'm gonna do a couple other things, and I'll see you guys back in just a minute. Maybe we can have some Igris or something like that as well. Okay guys, well, I did a bunch more portals, and honestly I didn't really get anything. I got back up a fair amount of enchant tokens, which is okay. It's not that bad. Now my drops team, if we look, I'm still getting a decent amount. I'm still getting 6.6. It's not bad. But I think what I'm going to do is tomorrow run a whole bunch of portals and most likely a whole bunch of dungeons as well. Hopefully I can get a couple more swords, and that way I can still keep a couple of these swords on my guys to stay up a decent bit on the leaderboard, because I think it's probably worth it if I can just get more swords. But they're just really, really annoying to get. But if I don't, I'll slowly turn these ones into at least looting 5s, or looting 4s, sorry, looting 4s and 5s. Because like I said, these ones are good for drops. But I think that will do it for this video. We did actually make a bunch of progress, even though it doesn't seem like that. We are on the leaderboard now, which is, I guess, cool. We got a whole bunch of tokens back and everything like that. We did probably like 15 portals, and honestly I only got a couple of potions. I got 2 drops, 2 potions, which is nice. But I really didn't get much else, which is pretty annoying. I didn't use my drop team that much. I stopped at like wave 3, but Unfortunately, we didn't get anything. Hopefully tomorrow or soon we can at least start getting a couple of the portal items. I don't even necessarily care that much about Igris because he is, I believe, it's about 18% better than a Shadow Monarch, which is a pretty decent amount. However, a sword I think would do me some real good right now. And also, if we look, this guy does 177 off regular. Igris is 200, so it's not really that big of an increase, but it is still really, really nice. But I think that will do it, guys. Anyways, thank you all so much for watching. If you guys did enjoy, leave a like, subscribe, let me know what you guys want to see in the next video. I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.